Taking the teaching challenge today, one of Britain's shy and retiring household names.
I feel extremely nervous, and this morning I've already interviewed the Leader of the Opposition face to face, and I don't know which encounter terrifies me more, whether it was with the Leader of the Opposition or whether it's a class of 9 and 10-year-olds, and I think it's the 9 and 10-year-olds.
Vanessa Feltz, journalist, columnist and presenter, has never exactly been backwards at coming forwards with her opinions. But today, after presenting her daily show on local radio, Vanessa will be addressing the pupils of St Edward's Primary School in Lisson Grove.
It occurs to me that I feel as if I could teach. But of course I've had the tremendous luxury of never being seen to put it into practice, so I'm aware that I could crash and burn. I hear there are all kinds of newfangled teaching techniques which I neither understand nor could possibly hope to muster. So I'm going to attempt to teach the class in the same way that I was taught when I was at school, which may be a fatal error.
So, Class 13, this afternoon...
Vanessa will be teaching the Year 6 class of Mrs Wooldridge, and the subject, relationships, as part of personal, social and health education.
And today she's going to be doing some PSHE work with you. So what kind of work do you think she might be doing with you? What do you think she might be doing? Llewellyn?
Physical.
Not quite. Ollie?
Danger, hazards and signs.
OK, yeah, could be. Well, you'll have to wait until she comes in to see what she's actually going to teach you. I'm not going to give it away. But I'm sure you're going to be very good students and work really hard, am I right?
Yes, Miss Wooldridge.
Arriving at the school with one intriguing teaching aid, a cushion, Vanessa heads upstairs to be briefed by Miss Wooldridge.
Have you got a lesson plan sorted for the lesson?
What I'm thinking of is I'm thinking we're going to talk about relationships, because I know you've been doing bullying. I thought we'd divide them up into tables. I thought we'd do name people that you have a relationship with. Then I thought we'd do name all the positive things you're meant to think about relationships with them, all the love and everything that people think you're meant to feel. And
they may get giggly on you because the whole relationship thing and love thing, they're at that
age.
But
if it's sisters and brothers and mothers and fathers.
That's it. Just keep it like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes being in Year 6.
Keep it neutral.
Yes.
And then what do you... OK, this is what you're meant to feel. Right, what do you really feel? I thought we'd do that.
I think that's really good. They do a lot of role play, so that's nice as well. If you get a chance, if you wanted to put that in, they're excellent at role play. And it's nice for them to act things out, and there's some good actors.
OK, good. All right.
If you wanted to.
And ideally for that, bring them to the front of the class so everybody can see
so
them.
they can practice where they are, and then they can show it at the front of the class.
OK.
With the group work, could get noisy.
What
Have you got ideas? Have you got ideas for how you could?
No, I have no idea. What do I do? Maybe
a hand signal or something you're going to say. Maybe stop, look and listen, and then they have to stop. They know that signal.
Right, OK. Now, at the end, we don't expect to have a written piece of work of any sort, do we?
No, if you want to have a written piece of work, you can. If you don't want to...
You won't be upset if we don't have some large, long essay of several thousand words on relationships?
That's completely fine.
No.
Even if it's just verbal.
Yes. We might end up with a couple of line poem or something about relationships, something like that. Possibly, depending on, maybe that's far too ambitious, I don't know. I feel thoroughly nervous. I interviewed David Cameron this morning. I feel much more nervous about this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll enjoy them. They're a lovely couple.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
thank you very much.
I'll leave you to it.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Will Vanessa have the same effect on Year 6 as her teachers had on her?
I come from the old school where you sat still, preferably with your arms folded, and listened. It didn't matter whether the teacher was interesting or not, or whether you cared less or not. And if you moved or blinked or anything like that, they'd say, "Can I hear a pin drop?" They'd go like this, and you'd all listen. And you'd be even stiller and more quiet for the rest of the lesson. I don't know what happened to me, because by the time I got to secondary school, I'd been transformed into Vanessa the undresser.
Hello.
As the moment of teaching truth arrives, Mrs Wooldridge takes up position next door to monitor Vanessa's performance.
We've got stuff, loads of stuff.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Miss Feltz.
It is lovely to see you. You can call me Vanessa, everybody does. I'm glad to be here today. I understand you've been doing some work on bullying. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes? That means you know a little bit about what relationships are really like. Because what I was thinking of doing today, and I don't know what you feel about this, is I feel like talking to you, not as if you're children, but as if you're grown-ups. So I feel like telling you the honest truth rather than talking to you the way that grown-ups normally talk to children. Who thinks that's a good idea? Show a hand if you think it's a good idea.
She actually seems really confident. She's very enthusiastic, which works really well with that class.
So the first thing I need to establish is, do you know what relationships are? What is a relationship? So let me start with this table over here. If I ask you, on this table over here, who do you
Jason, who do you have a relationship with in this world? Your mum. Absolutely. Okay. Now, what about you, Reese? Who do you have a relationship with? My dad. Your dad. Okay. Jamie? My dog. Dogs. Now, anybody watching Big Brother? Yeah. And who is Ziggy missing more than anyone else on earth? Dog. Why do you think, who has an idea, a theory about how it can be that with all these human beings, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, uncles, cousins, how can anybody miss their dog more than anyone else on earth? And this could be the key to everything I'm talking about today.
She's talking quite quickly, but so do I, so they probably respond to that quite well.
What does a dog not do that family members do? Because this might be the crux of it. Gentleman there.
Does it talk?
A dog doesn't talk, absolutely. But when a dog doesn't talk and it just goes woof woof, what does a dog not say, Megan?
You should have done this or you should have done that.
Exactly. Dog does not moan at you. So we've got something going on here, haven't we? A dog. Has everybody know what the phrase is that people often use to describe a dog? Man's best friend. A dog is man's best friend because unlike your mum, your dad, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, a dog doesn't criticise you, isn't jealous of you, isn't envious of you, isn't nasty behind your back, isn't two-faced about you. A dog can be your best friend. And that brings me to what I want to talk about today, which is relationships. So let me show you, set the scene about my own relationships, just so you've got some idea. All right, this is me, much younger, loads younger, a bit thinner. And those are my two children. So the little one, that little one there, that's Saskia, that's my younger daughter. And that's Allegra, my older daughter. And now they look like this, would you believe? Oh, yeah. 18 and 21 years old. My two daughters, and that handsome fellow, can you see? That is my fiancé, Ben. If you look at this picture of us, what would you think about our relationship, Marika?
You're a happy family.
You're a happy family. Gentleman over there, can't see your name. Ollie, yes, what do you think?
You're a sportful family.
Yes, exactly. Supportive, love each other, always there for one another. Look how close we are. Look how perfect we must be. But think about your own family life. Think about what family life is really like. And I would have to take this cushion and I'd have to just chuck it across the room like that because family life isn't ever really quite like it, or is it? Or is it? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to split you into tables because you're already split into tables. And on each table, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to work out role play. So if you divide into pairs, so you are two people in a relationship. You can be a mum and dad, you can be a child and a mum, you can be a brother and a sister, you can be two next door neighbours, two school friends, whatever you want to be. And first of all, I want you to do, oh gosh, we're so perfect. Oh, we're perfect, we're ideal, we love each other, we're supportive, we're there for each other. So that is role play number one. So you've got about 5 minutes to work out who you are in the relationship and do me an absolutely perfect role play of an ideal, gorgeous relationship. Okay? Thank you.
Your dad,
Are you doing it again?
your dog,
It's only role play, it's not real, just sort it out. What's that? My Marjorie Dawes, did you see that?
Two children still playing with that cushion.
Family.
I think the dad every night and then we all point to
Absolutely you could.
Role plays work really well within RE and PSHE. It gives the children a chance to act things out that maybe they wouldn't experience in real life. And this class in particular are very lively and enjoy this kind of activity. So you should really hit the spot with this one. Hopefully we'll see the results now.
Tell me, what relationship? All right, thank you very much. If we could have silence, please. We could have silence. Thank you very much. Excellent. All right, so if we're going to get through it, we better move pretty sharpish because this is only round one of the role play. So here we are. We are the perfect family. You look at us, how we love each other, how we adore each other. Let's start with this couple over here. So you're walking down the street. Let's see it, everybody. Hi. That's it? Yeah. I'm glad you're not my cousin. That's a bit feeble. Feeble. Okay, who's much more loving than that? More. Okay, I know you two are sisters, aren't you? Okay, let's see the sisters.
Ned, Marika. I haven't seen you in ages. Last week.
giving praise to them, which is good. Definitely need that.
We've been perfect, we've been ideal, we've been loving, supportive, sweet, unselfish. You go first. No, you go first. You have a bar of chocolate. No, you have a bar of chocolate. I adore you. I love you. Let's talk like grown-ups. What's it really like?
Well, we do love each other, but sometimes there are fallouts and problems and we fight.
Who agrees with that? Who thinks that the people you love the most in the world, the ones you really care about more than anything, are the ones that you fight with more than anyone else in the world? Who thinks that? When it's somebody that you love more than anything and they're in your life all the time, it can be, what can it be? Think of some words that your mum, your dad, your sister, your brother, your mates can make you feel. Yes?
Frustrated.
Frustrated. Any other words? The people you love. I'm not talking about the people you hate. I'm talking about the people you love. Yes, Shanika, what about you?
Angry.
Angry, absolutely. What about you?
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed. What about you?
Weak.
Weak. Gosh, that's something else to feel in your own home, isn't it? Weak with your own family, and you feel like, gosh, they're strong. My parents are strong. They've got all the power. My older brother and sister, they're strong. They've got all the power.
Hopefully she might bring in another kind of activity soon, because a lot of question and answers can sometimes become a little bit repetitive, and also being the afternoon, they're quite tired, so they will need something else to do very shortly.
The reason why I want to talk about this is we know that we're supposed to feel a certain way about the people that we love, right? But at the same time, shameful feelings, we all feel them the whole time. We're not meant to feel that we're really frustrated by our brothers or our sisters or our mothers. Guys, we're not meant to feel absolutely boiling over with anger, are we, because of our best friends? Because that's not what we're supposed to be feeling over there, really, is it?
She's exploring their feelings, but I think she's doing it at quite a fast pace.
So I think for the next 5 minutes, in the same pairs that you were in before, let's do the same relationship that you were in before. So if you were sisters, you're still sisters, brothers, you're still brothers. But this time, instead of being perfect, let's be how you really feel when you're angry, frustrated, shameful, depressed, all that stuff with that person in your life. Because at least we can tell the truth about how we feel some of the time. It's worth it, isn't it? Okay, so let's do, you've got 5 minutes to work out a bit of role play in which you tell the truth.
Whatever.
Yeah, get over it.
You're frustrating me! You're annoying! You're always going to do what you want to do. Because I'm older than you. Not fair. What I say goes.
Back to your chairs. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move fast. Chop, chop. Places to do.
She's kind of shouting quite loudly, trying to get them all back to their chairs.
Right, we have to move fast because I've got places to go, people to see after this. Guess where I'm going after this? The clue is it's live TV. So I'm going to be on it around 5 something this afternoon. Whose show could it possibly be? Reese.
Richard and Judy.
Yes. Do Richard and Judy straight after this. Shall I give them your love?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that's why we've got to move fairly fast. Okay, who thinks they've got one of the best role plays here? This is how we really feel. Yes, you two ladies over there, please. 2 sisters. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hey, give that back. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. Look, you broke it. You did. You broke it. Fine. You the other way round. I don't think so. Yes, you do. Just get over it. Getting on my nerves. Keep on crying. Leave her alone. Her dad's just died. I hate you.
There we are, bereavement. You wouldn't want to lose a relative in that family. Absolutely excellent.
It's been 45 minutes. So let's see if she moves on to her plenary shortly.
A quick round of applause, everybody. Really, really good. Thank you very much. Here's the crux of the whole thing, all right? Families are never mummy, daddy, 2 perfect little beautiful children all holding hands, smiling and skipping through the daisies. Ever. Even if it looks like it on the telly, they never are. Even if it looks like it in a magazine. And even if your mum and dad tell you it should be like that. It never is, not for anyone, any of the time. If we realise that that is true, and do we? Yes or no? Hands up if we do. We know that it's never going to be gorgeous and perfect, and not even with the people you love most in the whole world. If we can get that into our heads, if we can get that into our hearts, then maybe we can be a bit more realistic about what to expect from relationships with other people. Worth knowing that? Yes. Have you enjoyed the lesson?
Yes.
I've really, really enjoyed being here. Thank you so much for having me. It's been brilliant. Really brilliant. I'll give Richard and Judy your love. Big kiss. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye.
But Richard and Judy will have to wait as the novice teacher goes next door to hear the assessment of Miss Wooldridge.
Hi. Hi. What did you think? I mean, I thought they were delightful children.
You looked confident. Did you feel confident?
Yeah, I felt fab. I mean, I felt that they were so receptive and bright, and you said they were very bright kids.
Yeah, very bright. But there were a couple of things you could have done. The seating arrangement, they were in groups towards 2 different boards. Obviously, you were in the corner of the room. Sometimes the children weren't actually looking towards you, so maybe getting all the children, because you stayed in the corner of the room, getting all the children to turn their chairs around at the beginning of the lesson and make sure they were focused on you from the beginning. That would have ensured they were all looking at all time. Also, we often have learning objectives on the board. Some kind of learning objective on the board so that they always know why they're doing the lesson and what they're going to learn from it.
Like you see, I didn't want to give them the punchline at the beginning. It's all about comic timing. I was waiting for the end, so I didn't want to say we're here to find out whatever it is. I wanted to work gradually through and get to the end.
The only thing was a few of them weren't always paying attention. The cushion, 2 of the boys are still playing with the cushion, and that distracted them sometimes during the role play and things. They were. One of the boys was more interested in hugging that cushion.
Yes, I
than
saw,
he was
I saw him
kind of,
hugging it, but I sort of thought he was hugging it while thinking, so I thought maybe it was, no.
At the end, the plenary, the conclusion of the lesson, needs to be a little bit shorter and just summing up and asking them, so what have you found out? Tell me something that you've learnt from the lesson, or tell me something you now understand from this lesson. So do you think my class have turned you then from being a presenter into maybe a teacher?
I wouldn't
possibly
mind. I've always had leanings in that direction, and certainly, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The only question is, have I got anything else to communicate? That's really all I really think. I don't know anything else. That's the problem. The limitations of my own education, nothing else.
Oh no, I think you did really well.
Thank you very much.
I think they really enjoyed it as well.
I enjoyed
it very
much. Thank you. Really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
After some quite positive feedback from the professional, it was time to hear the opinion of the other participants.
She was alright.
Why do you think that?
Because it's her first lesson, so you can't exactly say that she's the best teacher in the world.
True, but she wasn't boring.
Well, she's better than all teachers.
I think she could become a better teacher by letting us all have our full opinions, and everyone get a turn, instead of rushing and getting half an opinion of half the people.
They all twigged exactly what I was on about instantly. I feel sure all of them could have given the class probably far better than I could have given it, but they were with me every step of the way, so I was very lucky. I mean, had they been subversive and difficult and mutinous, I have no idea what I would have done except probably burst into tears. I've learned that it's a hell of a difficult job to do, but actually enormously rewarding and very good fun.